Hello, 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 and welcome to this XFL Week 3 Inside the Pylons special show. We're going to recap the week, discuss a few things. If we get enough people, take your calls. Um, let's talk about a crazy, crazy week in XFL football. First, the opener for the week was Seattle at Vegas, and that game was crazy nuts, insane. It was awesome to watch, right down to the wire. Ben DiNucci seems like he's slowly starting to grow into a decent quarterback. Seems like he's on the right track of where he needs to go to have success as a QB. I think the progress that we're seeing out of DiNucci is really good. It's also awesome to see that, Josh Gordon, even with all the negative things, seems to still have it as well. He has shown he can catch a heck of a ball. He can run the routes. He's dangerous. He's shown us a lot. The thing that we have seen from Vegas that is a shock to me is how bad Luis Perez has been. He's officially, in my eyes, been benched. I think it may have just been a one-game benching just to see if they can produce anything with Hundley. Still a benching. From the production we saw from Hundley and the fact that Vegas still almost won the game, I think that Hundley is the way to go. Oddly enough, I have always said since week 1 that you should have started Hundley. We've obviously seen better production from Hundley, and it did help Vegas improve. We have also definitely seen improvement from Seattle. Seattle is a team that should be 3-0 instead of 1-2. Realistically, if you look at their games, they should be 3-0. That being said, it is what it is, even though I'm right. I have dropped the link in the comments in the chat, so feel free to click the link, hop on here, and let's talk some football. So we go from Saturday to the big triple header Sunday. Overall, I think the games turned out pretty good. Obviously, we have the one downer. We have Orlando and Arlington, the snooze fest. Ended up being 10-9 Arlington. Congrats on Arlington getting your second win. You are now 2-1. That's good for you. Orlando has a lot of problems still. Orlando has a lot of things to think about and try to fix. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. That is what we need to keep an eye on. And as far as Orlando, I want to open the lines to you to trash Orlando. I, however, don't really feel the necessary need currently. So our first game of the triple header Sunday was St. Louis and DC, the battle of the undefeateds. All right, and in my eyes, St. Louis, realistically, and it's being confirmed, the more that people post on social media, the more that people say on social media and all that, it is being confirmed that, again, I'm right. St. Louis should have won the game. A.J. McCarron, my quarterback, even said in the post-game interview while he was at the podium, said the refs came over, realized after they screwed up the call that they screwed up 4 calls and apologized each time after they screwed it up. Hey, refs, here's a good idea of how to fix this problem. We have replay for a reason, refs. All right? We have a replay system for a reason. Easiest thing to do here is to call the penalties on DC, on St. Louis. Then use the replay system to go back and adjust and fix the call and change it if it needs to be changed and fixed. It's not that hard. People coming in, I have put the link in the chat. Please feel free to click the link. Come on over. I'll bring in to the call line and we can talk some football. Any kind of football. I'm just going over week 3 right now. So I loved the game we got from St. Louis and DC. I do not love what happened. The refs are completely at fault here for the brawl at the end of the game. Why? Because the players at that point felt like we can just brawl with each other because the refs are not going to do anything. Why won't they do anything? They have hardly called a penalty all game. If memory serves, they had 4 penalties called between both teams all game, at least up until the brawl. Refs need to fix a lot too. Not just the teams and not just the players, but the refs need to fix a lot. The organization still needs to fix a lot. I just hope that we get better production and better understanding with the refs. We need to stop this whole not really calling much of anything and letting a lot fly. Because there's no need to soil the game and ruin the game by letting things fly and letting things happen to the point that who cares? I mean, if you really want to lose, if you really want to lose your fan base and your viewership that way, fine. Be my guest. Soil the game. Make it a bad product. What I saw in DC, I am not happy with. We lost to DC. We should have won that game. That game was ours for the taking. That game should have been ours. Should have won that game. And all I'm going to say is revenge is better served cold. Because when you come to the Dome in 2 weeks, we are going to rip your head off. As not a threat, That is a guarantee, and that is a statement. Again, I want to announce people coming in. The link is in the chat. Please feel free to click the link. I'll bring you on in and we can talk some football. I want to hear from you guys. So please feel free to click the link. The next game was Arlington, Orlando at Arlington. This game was a snooze fest, a sleazeball, a piece of crap. Good defensively. So we're seeing that change there. We're getting defensive play. This has to be the lowest scoring game ever. Paxton Lynch is not the guy. I thought we already discovered that because you've already benched him once. Sloter is the guy for Arlington. He tore them up. Now, yes, he was kind of average. This is his first start. This is his first, heavy playtime game. I like what we saw out of Sloter. Slaughter's production was great. Obviously has a lot to work on. Everybody does. Paxton Lynch is my problem with Orlando. Okay, I'm sorry. You had a few receivers and key players out for the game, so I know that made a difference for Orlando. But at the same time, you have to learn to adjust and overcome when you have losses as far as your depth chart. That's on you, Orlando. A lot of your problems are on yourself, Orlando. So the last game of the week was San Antonio at Houston. This game was just as crazy as the first two games of the week. It took a lot. 22-13. Houston gets to ride off in the sunset 3-0. We're undefeated. This is awesome. I love what we're seeing out of Houston. I love this team. It makes me proud. What I'm seeing makes me proud to be a Houston Roughnecks fan. Let's keep it up, Houston. Let's go. So yes, those of you that have been here since I started, you will notice I said my team twice. I like the whole league in general, but I have two teams. Rob H. says USFL seems to have much better refs. Mike Pereira did an excellent job with getting some excellent refs. Yes, he did. The refs do seem better in the USFL. That's why, in my eyes, it's a better product. XFL is good to a degree. It has its own benefits. It has its own downfalls. But overall, XFL is a decent, passable entity on its own. Now, I, along with probably a lot of people, and Rob, if you would like to come in, the link is right above you in the chat, so we can talk about this ref situation. Anyone that's in here, click the link. And I will gladly bring you on. If not, that's okay too. Just pop questions in the chat. I'm not going unless the chat or the calls get spicy, get us going. I am not staying on longer than an hour. So, the ref product from the XFL to this point is garbage. I could ref better than almost any ref that we have seen, especially this week. Okay, you do not allow the way that you're going to ref and call the game, predict the outcome to the game. Why? Because of this whole freaking stupid, mind you, it's a stupid reason, albeit stupid. It opens the door and allows for the stupidity of this freaking script rumor to evolve and become something. This is a sport. Okay, this is not strictly for your entertainment. Therefore, it's not scripted. It is not scripted. Rob says, when refs are affecting the game, that is not a good look. XFL execs need to get this fixed. It's a horrible look and will decrease fan engagement and support. Absolutely, Rob. You make a great and wonderful point. Absolutely. Not to mention what the XFL is already facing right now. Okay? The XFL said twice, we're going to start in February, the week after the Super Bowl. Oh, our ratings are down? Why are our ratings and viewership down and support of the fan base down? Sir, it's March, which means March Madness, which means no views for a silly, goofy spring football league. Well, shoot. What do you know? Why did it work for the USFL? Because they started in April. There's enough time after Super Bowl to start to have the jitteriness of wanting new football to watch instead of having to go on YouTube or whatever to find old games. I literally wanted to punch someone. I was so upset with a ref. It's ridiculous. Stupid. And I just don't like it. I pretty much like the product on the field, but when you are constantly having the calls that you're having, or not having the calls you're supposed to have, excuse me, when you're not having the calls you're supposed to have, that ruins the game. Things need to change. XFL. Okay? You have a lot to sit down and talk about and figure out, because things need to change, and if they don't change, then you're going to start having viewership, attendance, and fan base issues. That's 3 issues you don't want to have, and 3 issues, in my opinion, that a team like, as Rob said here, the USFL does not have the problems the XFL has. Why? Because they went with the hub, the single hub. Now they're going into year 2. Now it's 4 hubs. Hopefully by the next season, next year in 24. Hopefully by then, we will then see the teams in their own actual cities. If not, it's definitely coming in week 4. Personally, I don't know if I want to see that or not because Canton is 2.5 hours away from here. So it's a great, easy, wonderful drive to go up there just to watch some football. Granted, Ford Field's like 3.5 hours. So if I'm really desperate enough to watch football in person, it's not that far either. I mean, it's further than Canton, but you catch my drift. So this last game was San Antonio, Houston. This game was nuts. Okay, this game was fire. This game was litty fire, man. Rob says March Madness. March Madness, NASCAR, and other sports, and people taking a break from football from a long NFL season seem to affect viewership. USFL seems to be starting at a better time. Yes, basically what I'm saying. If we get an XFL Season 2, XFL needs to work something out where they're basically on the exact same time as USFL. Go strictly head-to-head because you're both built to be able to do it. You can do it. So, but it is what it is. This game right down here was awesome. And if you notice, the two awesome games are on the same side of the screen. The two average to good games on this side of the screen. Realistically, this is the only one that was not awesome. This game down here. But yeah, Max Borghi is still a beast. He's shown that he's a beast. He's one heck of a dude and a running back, and I love him. He's my favorite player on Houston. If not, he's at least my second favorite, or tied for first favorite. Little, strong, bulky, muscular, capability, and everything else. So, last thing I'll say before the phone lines are officially open. Yes, they are already officially open. Last thing I will touch on before we try to go to the phone lines to get you guys to come on here and talk your mind freely about the football games or anything football or sports related. This is just to be able to talk to you guys directly. Attendance numbers, which we do have. I want to make you the announcement. Seattle, Vegas, obviously we knew it was going to be low. That's not expected. It was 6,037. St. Louis, DC, this was not expected either. We knew it was going to be packed, mostly because 2-0 versus 2-0. Had 16,000. DC had 16,201 live at the stadium for DC versus St. Louis. Orlando went to Arlington to face the Roughnecks. The Roughnecks attendance was 12,006. And San Antonio, Houston had 11,309. All great numbers across the board except for Vegas. XFL, that's one thing you have to figure out immediately and figure it out now. Why? Because people do not like Cashman Field. People do not like Cashman Field. To Rob's point, Viper Stadium is just a pure embarrassment for the XFL. Players are getting injured on this horrible field for player safety, move to Bishop Gorman High School for now. I agree with move it. 100% move it. Where would you move it to? I don't think it would be a better look to move it to a high school football field, even though it obviously can help. Yes, Sam Boyd, you need to make a deal with UNLV. Thank you, Rob. Sam Boyd, you need to make a deal with UNLV to be able to play your games on their field, their previous field, because I'm telling you, Cashman Field's a bad look. If you go to Bishop Gorman High School, still a bad look. Even though it can probably be packed in better, still a bad look. Why is it a bad look? Well, it's a bad look because attendance is low. There never was a sellout. And it's just all around bad for Big A. So yeah, I'm gonna open the phone lines to you guys now. The floor is yours. Please feel free to call in, take your calls, talk about some football, and yeah, maybe get off here in half an hour or so. But anyway, I will drop the link one more time. And there you go. Click that sucker, come on over, and let's talk. You know, it's nice that there are a lot of football leagues and a lot of leagues going on right smack dab now instead of right in the middle of the season. It'll help. You know, there's a lot of leagues right now. You got the CFL about to start up. You got the NAL about to start up. You got IFL about to start up. This weekend, we just had LFA start back up. ELF, I believe, starts next month. So we've got a lot of football. And I'll cover as much as I can. It may not be good, it may not be the best, but I hope you didn't subscribe expecting the best. I've got a work schedule, so it's kind of hard for me to plan properly, be able to work certain things around, and give you the best in the world. So you're getting always the best that I can. You're getting the best out of me. I could still give more if I just had the knowledge to be able to do certain things I wanted to do. So, with that being said, does anyone want to call in? Talk some football. I do have big things for the channel. Right there is the name of the channel, Inside the Pylons. Come out this week. We've got a lot going on. We've got a fresh, brand spanking new episode of Unscripted coming out this Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. If you're in here, you haven't already, please comment, like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. It builds morale for everybody. Thank you, Ref. That being said, I think I'm going to call it here. I'm very tired. I know what do you mean, Rob? Well, I basically run out of things to say. Thank you for those that have been here. Hopefully we can have a better show next time. I don't know how often I'll do this recap show. Oh, okay, no problem, Rob. Just if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and we'll figure something out for sure. But I think the call thing didn't work overall because of how late we're going. But I do appreciate you being here, Rob. Always message me the ways you know how to message me. Let me know what's going on. Be in touch. Yes, cheers. Yes, USFL Discord, definitely. And thank you for the sub. So, gonna try this tomorrow evening, say around 7 o'clock-ish, maybe. I've got to come up with a topic to do the call-in. Maybe it'll bring in more people. We will see you one way or another. We will see you tomorrow. We got big things in store on the channel. So if you haven't already, Rob has said he did. So thank you for that, Rob. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Builds morale, as the ref likes to say. And press the like button. Always leave a comment on the videos. Check me out. Let me know what you think. I'm always reachable one way or another. And we will see you one way or another tomorrow. Everyone have a wonderful night. And I'll see you on the flip side.